Tim Bradley also did an interview shortly after the fight. He was on somebody's platform and he was just complaining for 20 minutes, Chris. He said it was not an even playing field. He's saying that he wants to see a rematch because it was not an even playing field. What are your thoughts on that? I'm sure we're going to go off on this topic because I have a lot to say. What were your thoughts? Ryan didn't try to make weight. He weighed in at 143.2. He chugged a beer during the weigh-in. He weighed in with pants, with shoes. After the fight, he said, "Hey man, 143 is probably the lowest I can go, and that's pushing it." He said he couldn't make 140. He knew it, and now he's trying to go up in weight to a different weight class. But 143, he weighed in 3 pounds overweight. What were your thoughts on that? Was it an even playing field? Was that the deciding factor?
Um, I would say that wasn't an even playing field, but I think Ryan learned that in boxing, you kind of have to give yourself those advantages. He learned from that Tank fight. He saw how they drained him. He still took the fight. I think somewhere in his psyche, he was like, "Hey, they did it to me. I'm gonna do it to them now." Um, I think he did these antics. He made himself look like he was not focused, like he was distracted with the drinking, with the women. I think in Devin Haney's mind and Devin Haney's camp's mind, they're like, three extra pounds. He's not disciplined. He's not focused. He's gonna be slow. He's gonna be overweight. I think they underestimated him and they thought that it was gonna be much more to their favor, but Ryan had something else planned. He knew he was going to come in strong. He was going to come in comfortable. He was not going to kill himself. He didn't even think about the belt anymore. He's like, I just have to get this W, and that's exactly what he did. So, yeah, and in the scope of things, it wasn't fair, but I think Ryan knew that life ain't fair.
Look, man, the hustlers got hustled. That's how I feel about it. Ryan phrased it differently. He said, "The weight bully got bullied." You know, Devin Haney has been fighting smaller guys for years. Jorge Linares in a recent interview said this guy weighed in at 154 on fight night against me. That fight was at 135. Obviously, the controversial win against Lomachenko, we knew he had a huge advantage over Lomachenko. Even against Regis Prograis, he weighed in at 160 something. Regis was what, 157 or something like that. 165, I think, was Devin Haney on fight night. They're saying, I mean, this guy, even when he went up to 140, he was still using that rehydration, you know, tactic, whatever you want to call it. This guy was always heavier than his opponents. In this fight, Chris, they were probably the same weight. Ryan Garcia said he weighed in at around 160 on fight night against Devin Haney. I don't think Devin Haney was under 160 in this fight. If he weighed in 165 against Prograis, he probably weighed in the same. So, obviously, uh, Ryan didn't make weight. I don't think that's the reason why he won. I think obviously those extra 3 pounds, as he said, it was going to be impossible to shed. He kind of played it smart. Um, I don't know if the bet was real. A lot of this was theatrics, just like who was saying, Chewy was saying it was apple cider. Yeah, we know he wasn't chugging beer. We know that. We know a lot of this was for show. I don't know if the bet was for show where they bet half a million for every pound, and they're saying that he paid, and they're saying that he bet 2 million in Vegas and won 12 million. Like, he said that was real. He said that part was real, but where I'm getting to is on fight night, they're probably the same weight. Now, obviously, if he has to shed those extra 3 pounds, he probably wouldn't be as strong as he was on fight night. He said against Tank on fight night, he was around 140 pounds. He had all types of clauses, So in this fight, he comes in 20 pounds heavier compared to that Tank fight, right? So obviously that's going to make a difference, but um, I don't know if that was a deciding factor. A lot of people were saying he cheated. We've seen that many, many times. Daniel Jacobs did it to Canelo and Triple G. He didn't respect the IBF 10% rehydration clause that they have for the championship fights. Mayweather did it to Marquez, just paid him off, and they continued to fight, and he won easily. So we've seen it before. You just got to keep the same energy. I think it was a factor. I don't think it was the main factor why he won this fight.
I'm one of those people that I do believe he did pay David Haney those 1.5 million.
I can see
I
that.
think he got caught. I think he got caught in that moment with the whole bet. I I I think we saw, everybody saw Ryan's dad say, "No, don't do it, Ryan."
Yeah.
And David Haney goes on social media, says, "Hey, he paid." I think also Ryan, by paying him, I think it also softened Devin Haney up. Like, I don't want to hurt this guy. Look, this guy just paid me 1.5 million. I just, I hustled him, you know, days before the fight. I think it softened him a bit, Gio. To be honest, I heard somewhere that, obviously when they were doing the tapering of the hands and the gloves, somebody
Yeah.
from Devin Haney's camp told him, like, he's over there listening to violin music, to classical music. I think that softened Devin Haney even more of, like, man, I'm about to school this kid. And
Let me tell you
yeah,
what softened him up. Look at these boots, Chris. Let me sorry to interrupt you, but look at this. Uh, What is this? Somebody was saying in the comments, zero support. Those things look hot as hell, man. If you're wearing those, your feet probably sweating, probably bad grip. They don't have shoelaces. Like, why would you fight in this, man? It's a fight after all. Like, Ryan is not that terrible for you to be wearing this in that ring, man.
yeah, dude, when I saw those, I was like, those are not true boxing shoes. Like, this guy Darren must have really thought that he had a huge advantage over Ryan. And, to not take something like your foundation, your boots into account. Again, I'm glad that he's not Wilder, because Wilder would have complained about them boots. He would have complained about, the arena not being filled. But yeah, total overlook by Team Haney, and just buying in to the whole theatrics that Ryan did. Again, I want to say 98% of the people were fooled, Gio. So again, yeah, that's why you gotta take every single point seriously.
Yeah, look at some of the stuff that people were saying here. No ankle support whatsoever. He let the moment get to his head. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy got him those. Guy went into the ring wearing Uggs and got what he deserved. Somebody put like, are those the P Diddy's? Somebody put my girlfriend has a pair of those. Yeah, man. Look, I think as you said, Ryan misled everybody. I think I believed about half of the things. The other half were a bit concerning. Well, half were concerning. Half of them was just like, there's no way this guy believes this. But, all the so called experts, Chris, as you said, they all got it wrong. Tim Bradley said he would retire. That he would retire if from commentating if Ryan Garcia wins. I'm sure he's not going to follow through with that. But, that's how confident people were that Devin Haney was going to win. And including us, Chris, as I said, we're not experts, but we came in here last week and we said, oh, Devin Haney's going to win a decision. He can easily win 11-1, 10-0. We'll see if he gets caught. We don't think he'll get caught. He talked all the time about, oh, all he has is one punch. He just has that left hook. That left hook couldn't miss, Chris. Ryan Garcia rarely even uses his right hand. He couldn't miss. We'll play some of the highlights right now. As I said, you were in attendance there. We got some of the footage. But we all thought that Haney was going to be ready for it. We can get into his corner too. It seemed like they had no answer, just like they had no answer to Lomachenko. You guys saw that famous clip of Devin Haney telling his dad, "Hey man, he keeps hitting me with that left. He figured out the angle, whatever he said." And Bill Haney didn't have an answer to it. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of criticism. To me, man, I always say the whole father son thing, man, just get a real trainer, just like Teofimo Lopez. Get a real trainer. I think they'll be better off. But Ryan Garcia couldn't miss. He deceived everybody. He looked fairly sharp. I think the fact that he was able to hurt Devin Haney in the first round kind of set the tempo for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, again, you said it, Joe. He deceived the majority of people, tuning into to this event. I remember telling you the odds, they were minus 800, minus 900. I was like, that is substantial. We do believe that Devin Haney is going to beat him soundly, but we were like, even we know that that's a little too high. Even I said like maybe minus 400.
The odds were
That's like,
crazy. The odds were crazy, man. That was wild.
yeah, and of course, I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of people wishing they would have put some money on Ryan, because again, that power is always there. That speed is always there. Again, it's just people really bought into the antics, the sporadity of his behavior, the social media, and again, it's uh, there was moments where I was like, some of this is, I don't believe it, but I also don't believe that he is like that much of a marketing genius. In my opinion, I was one of those skeptics. But yeah, he completely turned the odds in his favor. He threw. I don't want to say he threw away. He invested 1.5 million. With that 3 pound weight gain. He even hurt his ticket sales by acting this way.
Mhm.
But again, I think he saw the long game there, and again, now he's the biggest draw in boxing. Like our commentator, like our boy said there, everything in the internet right now, everything on social media is Ryan Garcia, and we said it to ourselves this morning, like this, he's got face of boxing kind of numbers, and so again, yeah, this is he played this chess game to the teeth.